How's it going, folks? Well, today I kind of wanted to cover what all cameras I use, lenses, that sort of thing. I kind of got sucked up into sinking a lot of money into cameras, but some of the stuff I got at a really good deal, so I couldn't really resist. Start off with, I actually began shooting with a Flip Ultra HD 8GB Generation 2 flip. This is a Generation 3. Now the Generation 2 I paid, I think it was $178 for at Walmart, brand new, and I used it for a little over a year, and then while trying to take it apart to clean behind this screen, I snapped the cable on the connector for the back panel, which basically rendered that camera useless. This one I'm kind of actually proud of. It's a Generation 3. It's got the flip battery pack in it, and just like you see it right now, that's how I got it. It did have a problem when I got it. The LCD on the inside was cracked, so I had to replace that. But I paid $12.50 for this, used off of eBay. I put a new LCD screen in it. It worked fine. If you know anything at all about simple electronics and look at how things are put together, it's nothing to replace parts on one of these things. The hard part is getting a good deal on a camera in the first place. I lucked up with this one, Generation 3, got it for, like I said, $12.50. Turned around and got my wife's, which is the one I'm on right now, that I'm recording all this with, for, I think I paid $20 for that one. After I got my flips, I went nutty and decided I had to have a 1080p camera. So I went out and sunk $1,000 into just this camera. Bought it on the way to one of my rehab shows that I was going to, and took it and used it there for the first time without reading any instructions or putting a CD in or anything else. Now, she decided to buy me a few things for it, like this battery grip that holds the two Canon batteries. Let's see if I can get it to, yeah. And those are the two actual Canon LP E8 batteries that it takes to run this camera. And then she got me this lens, the 50mm 1.8, and I made the mistake of assuming that this one also had image stabilization on it, which it does not. It is an autofocus lens. And then I spent probably, I think, $6 on eBay getting this actual Canon E62 lens hood for it. Not the one that I wanted for it, but it fits, it works, so, and that's the one that Canon recommends for it, so that's what I got. Now, this is the kit lens, the 18 to 55mm kit lens, and it's not the best lens in the world, but just for short little throws of video and picture taking, it's good. I've currently got my cinematic lens hood on it with the polarizing filter and a UV filter on it. So you can see, I don't know if you can see right there or not, so UV is on the back and the polarizing filter is on the front. But this one does have image stabilization, and like I said, it's not the best lens in the world. It does whine when you zoom out and zoom in using the automatic, but you can also do the manual focus and everything with it, and it works just fine. It's a lot quieter that way. And this 75 to 300 millimeter lens, this one will reach out and touch somebody. It's not an IS lens, it's just a standard 75 to 300 millimeter lens. It's not really what I'd call a good, solid, sturdy build, but it's a good lens. It works for long distance, and I did actually get the Canon lens hood for it also, the ET60. That's the one that is meant to go on these. But it's it adds a lot of weight to the camera. And then I got this zoom microphone, and I've got a hot shoe mount that connects to that 1/4 inch screw, and you can set it right on top of the camera in the hot shoe, and there's a line out right there that you can plug directly into the side of the camera and use this. It's 4-channel surround sound. It's got its own, if you didn't want to hook it up to the camera, it has its own SD card slot here, and I've got a 8 gigabyte memory stick in it. Of course, it's one of the micro ones in a little adapter sleeve, but it works just fine like that. Records excellent audio. Not the best for the concert arena, but I've not been in a good concert hall that had good acoustics even lately, so I can't really say that it's a good or bad microphone as far as recording, because the places that I've tried to use it, it worked, but it wasn't the best in the world. Now, this one on the other hand, this is my Rode stereo video mic. It is a condenser mic. It's multi-pattern. It's got its own little shock mount. This is an awesome microphone. I got nothing bad at all to say about it. Microphones are in there in an XY pattern, and this one I've used recently at one of my buddy's shows, and it did really, really good. Did a super good job of picking up everything. Again, it was a place that the acoustics weren't all that great, but even with the poor acoustics, this thing picked up really well. And of course, then I got my monopod. That's probably my most used piece of equipment besides the cameras themselves. This whole past show that I went to, I walked around with this hooked up to the bottom of that Canon T2i, and it worked out pretty well. I got some pretty good video and pictures and audio. Now this one's my new one. This is a Canon ELPH 300HS 12.1 megapixel, and it does 1080p HD video. Just for what it is, this is an awesome little camera. The only downside, you can't hold it by the top like this. 2 microphone ports are up there. You hold it like that. I mean, you can hold it right here, but you got to be mindful of the 2 microphone ports in the center. They are stereo microphones, so if you plug up one hole, that side's not going to work. But it's got all kind of neat little features, and this was a $200 camera. Actually, they're going for $249 right now, but one of the other places around here had it on sale for $200, and I got them to price match it at Walmart, so that's what I've got in the camera. The weird thing is, this little camera has the Digic 4 processor, which happens to be the exact same processor that's in that Canon T2i. Does it perform like the Canon? No, not even close. I've done some video with it, but I wouldn't call it super close, especially in a dark setting. Of Of course, now in the dark setting, I was actually using this 50mm 1.8 lens, which does do well in dark. Overall, it's a good little camera, nice and convenient for vlogging, nice and thin, fit right in your pocket. Not even half as big as a pack of cigarettes, for those of you that smoke. This one is, but it's still kind of thin, fits good in like a front pocket of jeans or whatever. You just got to remember you have it in there so you don't crush it. If you want to go extreme, you want to do full HD video with all the filters and lenses and lighting and microphones and everything else plugged into the camera, that's what you're looking for. You're going to look at spending well over $1,000. With this camera, these lenses, these two microphones, the tripod, the monopod, I probably got maybe $1,200 tied up in all of it. And that's with me being thrifty. Now, this one, like I said, I got $1,250 in it, and I had a donor screen from the flip cam that I broke. So I put the battery in this one, or the flip screen from the Generation 2 flip in this Generation 3, and it works just fine. And this one was kind of one of those things where I needed something that would hide a little easier in my pocket and something that performed close to what the DSLR would. So I spent the $200 and got this. This is a really good camera, easy to vlog with. Carry it around vlogging with it like this at half an arm's reach. You don't have to have it way out here and raised up. Or you can, like I said, you can either hold on to it like that from the sides and not hurt anything, or one or two fingers on the edge and do it like so, or do it like this to block the wind. If there's any out there, you can block the wind like that, and it works pretty well. Or even cupping your fingers over the holes to where it's just hearing the sound coming from you. So I mean, it's kind of versatile, and it's a pretty neat little camera. I'm impressed with it so far, especially all the features they've got packed into it. But you don't even have to spend the $200. These right now at Walmart are, I think these were $129 last time I looked, and that was for the Gen 3. Now I have seen the Walmarts that do not have the Gen 3 that have those on sale, that have the Gen 2, the older one that doesn't have the better image processor or image stabilization at all like this one does. I've seen those Gen 2s at Walmart for $129 also. So you want to be careful. The way to spot the easiest that it's a Gen 2 is if you look at that lens, look in the front of it there, you see a little blocked off square. That and the fact that it's thinner. This one doesn't have the chromed up sides on it, because all the Gen 2s have chrome sides on them, and chrome across here for the microphone. That's just the long and short of my equipment that I use now. I've got more money than I needed to sunk into the whole deal, but I don't have half as much as I could have tied up in cameras. If you look and you're real careful with it, you can find a good deal on the flip cams on eBay and not sink a whole lot of money into one of those either. If you've got to have a new one and you want what little warranty you can still get on them, because they have quit making them. Basically, if you can't find one of these in the store, they're probably not going to be carrying any new ones either, since Cisco killed the flip line. I'm not dogging these cameras, and I don't agree with anybody that does dog them. They're good little cameras. They don't do still shots, they just do video. But they're good, they're quick, they're easy to use. You can turn off the little record light and people won't even know you're recording them, and walk around doing a little sneak attack like I did on my best friend down in Georgia a while back. That's pretty much the long and short of it. I just kind of wanted to coverage of what I use and what I've got to use now, give people that are trying to get into this fresh and new a little idea and perspective as to what kind of money they could tie up in it, and how quickly all that can get away from you. Now, there are other better options than what I've got. As far as a vlogging camera, if you're just starting out and you want one that'll do pretty much anything, I'd recommend this Canon 300HS. They do have a new one coming out, a 310 HS, but you're probably going to look at, until probably this time next year, you'll probably look at spending right at $300 on it. These right now, Walmart carries them standard for $229, I think. Last time I looked. You can catch them on sale for like $219, or like the one I found, even $200. But usually they're the red ones. For some strange reason, the red ones aren't selling as well, or the people just want to get those out of the store faster than these, because everybody likes the black. But that's pretty much the long and short of it. Like I said, if you're interested in starting out, I still recommend the flip. If you can't afford the $200 for the, or $229 for the 300HS, the flip is still a good camera. It does do 720p video. Like I said, it's really easy to set up and use. Not a whole lot of confusing features or functions at all on it. I mean, it's about as basic a camera as you can get. And if the battery ever dies in them, you just take it out and order you another one, replace it. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a great day.